Am I the asshole for not catering to my nephew's pickiness? There's not a world where I can imagine. Didn't we just read a story like this like 2 weeks ago or a week ago? Where it's like, yeah, my nephew, he always wants this. And I'm like, hey, die. My sister-in-law is staying with us for a few months while they move, and it's been tough. I work from home while she's a stay-at-home mom, so she's home with me and her kids. Honestly, I don't mind them here much. My kid loves her cousins, and it's nice having someone to talk to at home during the day. I think it was a sister-in-law and the other one too, except for she was going through like a divorce or something. Or maybe your husband died. I don't know, but she had little asshole kids. The tough part is cooking for them. Not only am I cooking for double the amount I'm used to, I also have to figure out what to make for them. And let me guess, your sister-in-law, totally not willing. It had to have been a divorce in the last one, because I think the thing was like, oh, she's mourning her divorce or something. She's real sad. So for the past 3 months or some shit, some crazy shit, she couldn't cook for her kids. And the one day I said, I'm not making exactly what you want. This is what you're eating because this is what I'm making. She got mad and said that I was selfish. And I was like, bitch, cook for your kids, you piece of... It is what it is. Usually I cook one dish and we all eat it. No complaints or choice otherwise, because that's how I grew up. And I never saw a problem with it. I don't force feed, just set the bowl in front of them and they eat as much as they want. It's great. My daughter eats everything and rarely expresses she doesn't like something. As a 3-year-old, she does occasionally, lol. My mom used to do this thing where it was like chilies for dinner, and I'd be like, Mom, your chili's so spicy that it hurts me. I don't want chili. And she'd say, starve. And so I learned to eat chili, and now I like spicy food, so I'd like to think that she turned me into a man with that kind of behavior. I do actually appreciate it, though. Like, I know that sounds really bad, but I do genuinely appreciate, because, like, I don't get bothered by eating Brussels sprouts or broccoli. Like, I'm not super picky about food. And I think that came from her being like, hey, this is what you're eating. All right. Deal. We're broke. We don't want, like, what do you mean? You want a different food option? Nah, this is the school cafeteria. Actually, it's not the school cafeteria, because you get 2 options there. You get 1 option. Figure it out. And like I said, it worked, because now I'm not picky about anything, really. My sister-in-law's kids are very picky. They don't like tomato sauce. They don't like veggies. They don't like melted cheese. They don't like mayo on their burger, but sandwich is fine. That doesn't make any sense. When you say mayo on the burger, it's like, okay, some people don't like mayo. My wife doesn't like mayo, but like them liking it on a sandwich is interesting to me. They don't like soggy cereal. I can go on and on. Soggy cereal, okay. I mean, I can understand, but like, what do you mean they don't like melted cheese? Like, cheese is one of those things that kids like. You can melt some cheese on some pasta, and they'll be like, sick, mac and cheese. I can eat this for every meal for the rest of my fucking life. Weird kids. Every day I try to make something they like. I made pancakes. My sister-in-law is like, oh, what recipe did you use? My oldest only eats a specific recipe. Yeah, I made the Bisquick pre-made recipe. It's where you add water. You add water to the mix. It's a secret family recipe. It calls for a cup of water for 2 cups of mix, or whatever it says on the box. It's been a while since I've made Bisquick, but you get the idea. When he walks in, she goes over the top to explain this to the 6-year-old that this is a different recipe and he'll have to try it. Oh God, and she ruins the shit too. She could have just shut up. They probably wouldn't have noticed. Now listen, little buddy. You're probably not gonna like this one, because it's your uncle's shitty, dumb, lame ass pancake recipe, and not the one that I make with nothing but chocolate chips and like barely any pancake. So you're gonna try to tough it out, little buddy. Why don't she make the pancakes if it requires a specific recipe? He refuses to try it until she forces him to take a bite, and he throws a fit because he doesn't like it. The rest of the kids are eating quietly at the table. I mean, literally, the kid probably would not have said anything if the mom didn't randomly bring it up. Like, why are you bringing this up? He didn't know about the taste. He still didn't eat it because he didn't know about the taste, is what it says. Anyways. Oh, no, wait, I skipped the whole section. Never mind. Any meal I make, I'm already expecting her to say something about it. Yesterday, I made sliders hoping that would be fine. Nope, she asked me to make half of them specific to the older child's taste. No cheese or sauce, just bread and meat. How old is this kid? Because it said their kid is 3 years old. How old are these other kids, like the oldest kid? No cheese or sauce. He still didn't eat it. Oh, that's what he's taught. He still didn't eat it because he didn't know about the taste on the sliders. Not because it didn't have cheese or sauce, but like he just, I don't know, he's just being an asshole. Anyway, I've already been cooking with way less vegetables than I usually do, and I'm at my wit's end, but I refuse to cook mac and cheese boxes and no sauce pizza every night. No sauce pizza, dear God. My freezer and pantry are all filled with processed food and snacks that we usually don't have because her kids don't snack on fruits and veggies. Oh shit. When they give you that processed food stare, you know. Listen, I do fuck with Kraft mac and cheese though, you know? I will admit lately it's kind of looking like a more neon orange color. That's very suspicious to me, but what are you going to do? They snack on chips and donuts. I wish I was kidding, but I haven't seen her kids consume any fruit or veggies for the past few days. So am I the asshole for not catering to their pickiness? I'm trying to keep balanced meals for my own family, and I refuse to change that just because they don't want to eat it. I'll say this. At a certain point, I consider this behavior to be borderline child abuse. Now, you can get mad about that, but like if you're only feeding your kid bullshit, come on, bruh. They're gonna get obese. They're gonna feel like shit all the time. It's like I'm not gonna like listen. We're not gonna call CPS on you, but I am gonna say like, are you really feeding your kids chips and donuts all the fucking time? Give them a vegetable. Oh, well, they don't like broccoli. Didn't ask. Get them some nutrients. These kids they're gonna suffer. They're gonna get a bit overweight, and it's gonna be ass for them. I can't imagine that the top comment is anything but not the asshole. Where are you the one cooking when she's the stay-at-home mom staying with you for free? Not the asshole. She does cook occasionally. She makes mac and cheese top ramen. She makes top ramen for her kids. The healthiest meal for children. Top ramen. Sort by controversial. They don't like mayo on their burger, so why can't you let them decide what condiments they want on a burger? They don't like soggy cereal. Who does? Why does it matter if you don't put condiments on the ones intended for this kid? Like, I don't get why you give a shit if he has the condiments you chose on his burger. Everyone sucks here. You have a lot of valid complaints, but the fact that some of your complaints seem oddly preoccupied with what this kid eats, I have to wonder if you're somewhat of an unreliable narrator here. I mean, he did say that on the sliders, he didn't add any of the sauce, and he didn't add any mayo. Like, he didn't add the mayo to the sliders, and the kid still complained. Like, this kid sounds like ass. This kid sucks. And you're like, well, you pointed out mayo. Some people don't like mayo. Yeah, but like, what about all the other shit? Like the weird pancake recipe. Why is the mom also... Listen, maybe now that I read that the mom is making top ramen, there's a part of me that thinks like the mom is making those Bisquick pancakes and he's making like homemade pancakes with like blueberries or strawberries or something. And they're like, ew, what is this? Normal, non-processed food? This sucks. Everyone sucks here. Sure, you aren't a short order cook and fits aren't acceptable. You don't need to alter a pancake recipe, and I doubt they would notice unless it's the addition of chunks of fruit or something. But what do you care if she doesn't want mayo or toppings? I don't know anyone that likes soggy cereal. They're gonna listen. They're gonna hyper focus in on like the. They're gonna hyper focus on that mayo thing. They're gonna be like, well, you did make a lot of other valid points, but you did also say that they don't like mayo, and I also don't like mayo. So these kids, and I think they even replied. They said, I honestly was just complaining here. They are so particular with condiments on specific things that it makes my head spin. The soggy cereal thing was put in because they will let the cereal sit for 5 minutes without eating it and then complain that it's soggy. Ooh. They only eat sandwiches with the crust off. This is also a pretty mundane preference that many, many small children have. My mom would lose her mind. My mom's the only reason I can eat crust now. Everyone sucks here, IMO. I'm a picky eater, always have been. Some of your expectations are too high. He's a kid and his diet is his mother's creation. Why isn't she cooking for her own children? Your sister is enabling and feeding the issue, most definitely, though. Which expectations are too high? She's jumping through hoops for someone. whom she's already doing a massive favor. The pancake incident was absolute bullshit. The kid would not have known the difference. You're the asshole. My son was a picky eater, and I was never about forcing things on him like so many people said I should, and thank goodness I didn't, because he was eventually diagnosed autistic with sensory issues. I would have just been torturing. Things are not always as simple as they seem. Oh, brother, I don't even want to get into it with the potential autism. I would have been torturing him. Here's your donuts, little buddy. I'm telling you. Oh, I would have been torturing him, making him eat that broccoli. He's autistic. Thank God we found out he was autistic. Now I can keep feeding him the donuts. Otherwise, it'd be torture. I mean, I'm obviously putting words in this person's mouth, but sometimes that's the way these people act. I'm telling you. The kid's eating fucking donuts and chips. The mom obviously needs to make a change to the overall, where are donuts and chips on the health pyramid? Who knows? Nowhere to be found. Oh, well, you think about it, donuts are bread. And that's on the food. The food pyramid is bullshit anyways. I don't think he's an asshole. Or she. I don't think at any point it said sister or brother. I don't know. I don't know if this is he or she. But I do know that they're not the asshole. At least in my opinion.